How's it going? Today's video is gonna be on seltzer. So, as you guys saw, Instagram and a couple other things. I was sharing a couple pages. Did a benefit for the Robb Elementary Memorial Fund. I think the total number we raised so far is like $43,000. You know, going to a good cause. A lot of people donate a lot of great stuff. I think there's over 40 beer vendors there. It was a good time, met a lot of good people, all, like I said, for a good cause. And so I got to replenish my stash. I donated 3 kegs. I donated a pale ale, an IPA, and then my seltzer. And a lot of people really like the seltzer. So I'm gonna go experiment a little bit more and make 2 more today. It's gonna be 2 5-gallon batches. I'm gonna do 10 gallons and split up into buckets. And then when it comes time to the flavoring, I'll add 2 different extracts to it. But it's fairly simple, so we got to go to the homebrew store. We got to go to the grocery store, pick up some distilled water, and then head back to the house and start cranking this out. So I'm going to take you guys along. Let's go in the brew house now. So I live in Central Texas, and in my area, there's only 2 places to get homebrewing supplies, unless you want to go online. I got Iron Gauntlet Brew House, which has the Black Hawk brewing supply. A local spot, good. Normally has what you have in stock. If not, they can of course special order it. And then we also got SoCo down in South Austin. You used to be able to go to Austin Homebrew, which is on more of the northern side of Austin, but they got bought out or something crazy and they just closed down one day, so that was kind of a bummer. They always had everything in stock, and you could get like the weird things that you can't typically get from your local shops. But besides that, yeah, I got myself some dextrose. I got myself some Kvike yeast. I think I got some of the Lallemand Voss for the seltzer. And then I picked up some pub yeast. I'm going to be doing my golden ale, non-lager, just a really basic beer. It's like 2-row, Crystal 20, some East Kent Golding, and then some of the Imperial Pub. I really like the Imperial Pub. And yeah, so let's go to the store. We're going to pick up some distilled water. I got to pick up 10 gallons of that. And then gonna go to the house and get everything else set up. So catch you guys at the grocery store. All right, so we did a little bit of cleaning, got the racks somewhat organized again. Still not the best, but it's better than what it was. So I did have some dextrose on hand, but I do not have 4 pounds, but I did buy myself a brand new 5-pound bag. So I'm just gonna use what's up in here and then go through this bag till I get to about 4 pounds, and then go dump that over here into the water. All right, so last time I used some DAP, some yeast nutrient here. I got some of this stuff here. I ran out of this, so I'm gonna mix it up. It's gonna be 20 grams of this and then 8 grams of the DAP. And after getting done with this, gonna do a boil for about 10-15 minutes. Gonna put this in there and then gonna transfer that to the fermenters. Okay, so I got the 2 buckets down to, I think, like 94 degrees. I got my 2 yeast here. I'm gonna sanitize these, stick them in there, shake them up, put some airlocks on them, and then we're gonna wait. So it's day number 3. We still got some good activity in the airlocks. And today's about 104 in Texas. So we're at the upper end of the yeast temperature range. And it's still going strong. So let's give it a few more days. Okay, Okay, we're now back in the garage with the 2 buckets of seltzer. I have not flavored these yet. These have just been sitting here, finishing out. I have a little bit of activity, probably 1 or 2 bubbles a minute. So it's slowing down, still not completely done yet. So we're in no rush. We're just gonna let it do its thing. The temperature just fluctuated a little bit, so I'm pretty sure that's kind of confusing the yeast a little bit, but that's okay. Like I said, we're not in a rush. We're just gonna let it do its thing. When the activity is done, we will then sanitize our kegs and we'll transfer this seltzer over to a keg. So we wait some more. Okay, so for flavoring these 2 seltzers here, I'm gonna be using some of the Brewer's Best natural flavoring. I got lemon and I have mango. You can pick them up for about $6 or $7. I did just buy the mango one on Amazon for like $8.50, I believe. So price does vary, but this company does have every flavor you can imagine. I know like jalapeno, they have almond, they got chocolate. If you can think of it, they probably got it. So it's another flavor choice that's out there, and it works very well for these seltzers. All right, so I got my mango flavoring in the mail. I've also transferred from the 2 bucket fermenters into 2 corny kegs. OG Green was fine, it came at about 4.5%. Freezer set about 35 degrees. I'm going to let the seltzer cool down to about that 35-degree mark. Then I'm gonna force carb. Before I force carb, I'm gonna put the mango flavor in. The lemon one is already in the lemon keg. And that's it. We just gotta wait for this stuff to get cold. So I'll be back when that happens. All right, so this morning I cranked out a pale ale. This is the 2-row Crystal 20 East Kent Golding and the Imperial Pub yeast. I really like the Imperial yeast. Like I said, I did the benefit. I ran through a lot of kegs, so now I'm just getting the beer supply back up for the keys in the garage. So when I get done this weekend, I'll have the 2 seltzers, this, the IPA, and the hazy that I'm brewing up here in a little bit. All right, so here we go. This is the lemon. As you can tell, it's not too clear. If you give it time, it will clear out. This is just, I'm not sure what it's from, but it's there's nothing floating in there. It's just a little cloudy. I'm assuming it's just from the CO2, the forced carbon just getting cold. Right now I got the freezer set to 35 degrees. Probably gonna drop it down a degree or 2. But let's give it a taste. That's refreshing. Lemon. I upped the PSI on the seltzers a little bit, giving them those little bubbles there. Came out really good though. Tastes just like the last one. So later today I'll try the mango. And it's turned out great. So I'm gonna go post this video up. This weekend we did a pale ale. We did the Claw Hammer Hazy Lemon Drop Single Hop IPA. That one is actually right here, and it's going off pretty good. I had to use Voss Kvaik on that one because my local homebrew shop did not have the dry hop from Imperial. I was gonna use either Barbarian from Imperial or the Citrus from Imperial as well, but they didn't have any on stock. So I just went with the Voss Kvaik just to crank it out. It's still hot here in Texas, but I do get the pale ale inside the house there. No dry hop on that. That should be done in a couple days. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than the past ones, but leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think about it. Don't forget likes, subscribe. It does help. Trying to get to that 200 mark. Still got a little ways to go, but every subscribe really helps. So I'll catch you guys next video. Later.